Hey, it's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and you have to check out the fastest rising podcast in all of professional wrestling. I'm talking about the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. If you're looking for pay-per-view predictions, if you're looking for pay-per-view reviews, if you're looking for interviews, check out the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast.
Crash and Burn!
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Tonight we're talking about WrestleMania 31, which took place at the Levi Stadium in California on March 29, 2015. So, that's all I'm going to say for my intro. Wyatt, come on in.
Good evening, everybody. I don't know the last time you've seen me on the podcast, but I'm back. We are reviewing WrestleMania 31, the last time WrestleMania actually took place in California. It was originally supposed to be in California this year, but with all this craziness, sadly, no. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna come on here, even though I look very fucked up, even though my muscles right here on my throat are sore from wrestling training. And quick shout out to my good friends Boom and Marvin for actually helping me how to originally put someone in a headlock takedown as of last night. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to two of my friends from wrestling school. So now I know how to put my opponent into original headlock. And I do want to give a special shout out to my favorite coach, Ryleigh, and he will just know if you fuck with it, if you're on his bad side, if you do something that pisses him off, he will fuck you up.
Oh boy.
And he will tell you this. Make sure every day you do these jerk off and smoke.
Oh my god. Yep, so come on in, Lucas. Do your intro.
Yes, it's I myself, and I sound my voice is deep as hell as quartz or anything like that. But you know what? It is what it is. I just woke up from a nap, but you know what? It doesn't stop me from doing this. WrestleMania 31. I do remember most of the show. I don't remember all of it for some reason, but hey, let's just go ahead and do this.
Yeah, so starting out with the pre-show matches. Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the tag team titles. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro defeated Los Matadores.
Los Matadores.
Yeah, Los Matadores.
With El Torito.
The New Day and the Usos. This is the first match on the pre-show, so go ahead, Wyatt.
So wait, it was Los Matadores, Cesaro and Kidd, the New Day, and the Usos? Okay. Oh, yeah, that match was actually a very, I remember watching that match. That match was actually very solid. It was really, really, really light out that day because California has, like, a different time zone. So it was kind of weird watching this match in very, very, very big daylight. So, yeah, Los Matadores are actually Primo and Epico. If anyone didn't know, you have El Torito, the little bull. And, So I think Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are as them becoming the tag team champions. I think Cesaro and Kidd are very underrated together as a tag team with Natalya managing for them. And I know I wanted Tyson Kidd to get pushed at that time. So I feel like that was the best way that actually they pushed Tyson Kidd is teaming up with Cesaro, who's actually getting a sort of push at that time. And the New Day, of course, were just starting together. But you had all three of them at the time. And, of course, the Usos. Of course, Usos are awesome. But I think Cesaro and Kidd is the tag team winning this match was actually the way to go. But I thought the match was okay, but decent.
I did not watch the pre-show, so I'm just going to skip on the matches in the pre-show. So, Lucas, go ahead.
So I remember some of this match, and it actually was pretty decent. This is when like the New Day, the Usos were like pretty much pre-show, and they didn't get the main event thing in, like there right now, you know. And hey, this is when the Usos were that Samoan dancing shit or what the fuck it was, and 2016 then had a heel turn, and it changed their career. Pretty much. And New Day, they just elevated because they won the Tag Team Champions at SummerSlam in 2015. And so that's when New Day started, getting over with the crowd. Because you remember from WrestleMania 31, after that, they were chanting, New Day sucks. New
Yes,
Day
that
sucks.
was when they had a match with Kalisto and Sin Cara, the Lucha Dragons.
Yeah. That's just how all that happened or whatever. And, the Usos was just turning boy and joining forces with Roman and then having a match with AJ in 2016. And then the heel turn changed them. Those backdoors wasn't like that big to me. I honestly didn't see anything good to them, to be honest. It just was wasted, in my opinion. The only thing I remember from them is the Miz and Day and Miz, I put them in the finger four way and they both tap out. That's the only thing I remember.
They put them in the Battle Royal.
But yeah, those are bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eyes of Los Matadores, like, I honestly thought, like, when they had, like, their commercials, like, in 2013, I'm like, oh my god, I think these guys, they're gonna take these guys really serious and all the way they played the commercial, but no, once they had that little fucking bull, these guys are comedy gimmicks, they're fucked. These guys are never gonna be tag team champions.
Exactly.
And ever since I found out they were Primo and Epico, I'm like, they're definitely fucked.
Oh, they're Primo and Epico? I didn't know that.
Yeah. They were actually Primo and Epico. And then they turned on El Torito of August 2015, and then they turned back to Primo and Epico the year later.
I remember when I was live. I was live at Raw at Greensboro the year.
You were live at Raw that time?
I think it was 2016, like May the 7th, and I remember I saw the debut of the Colognes with Primo and Epico. That was something.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah, so the Big Show won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
It was fitting.
So, guys, what are your thoughts? Lucas?
It was fitting. It wasn't the best choice, but it's kind of fitting because, we never had a dream match of Andre versus the Big Show, which I still honestly want, but we're not going to get it. Maybe up in heaven, you never know. But hey, it's honestly the best choice. Like, honestly, the best choice. I thought Mizdow was going to win for a second there. I thought Mizdow was going to fall in the Big Show, and Big Show was going to get dethroned again. Cesaro last year around that time won that one in WrestleMania 30.
He wasn't originally supposed to be in that match.
Exactly. And hey, and this is when Day Mizdow turned on the Miz, and this is when Day Miz turned on Solo, and he did his own thing. And they wasted Day Mizdow, man. They wasted him, man.
They didn't waste him. That was actually a good character and a good gimmick. Like, Mizdow actually could have won the Battle Royal because actually he was getting over at that time because, remember when Miz would go, boo, and when Miz would do something, UAP would go, boo, and then Mizdow would go, UAP would go, yay!
Yeah. I really think
that was perfect.
I really think he would have been big. I think he got just wasted, like, honestly, ever since he performed with the tag team with Curtis Axel or whatever. I think that's when he got wasted or whatever, basically, for me. Yeah. So, yeah, he could have been great on his own. Like, I mean, he did great with his little thing on his own before with, with the fight with Curtis Axel. If you remember, he announced Curtis Axel for the love of God.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
yeah, because after WrestleMania, after the Mizdow gimmick broke, after the Mizdow gimmick erased, you teamed them up with Curtis Axel, and you became the new Mega Powers as Macho Man Dow.
It's the stupidest thing.
It's
basically...
It did not work because I was at Payback, and they lost to the Ascension on the pre-show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't. Oh, God.
That was so stupid. So why? How do you feel about the Battle Royal?
Actually, it was the way to turn. It was the way to turn. It was the way. It was actually the way to move. The way to turn the wheel. Big Show winning actually kind of made sense because Big Show was the next Andre the Giant, and Big Show was actually definitely a guy actually to win. But I kind of wish that he won the first one because he was the favorite to win the last one. But no, Cesaro won it, and that was shocking. But I'm actually cool with Big Show. Big Show was actually part of the Authority at the time, and Yeah, and actually, real quick, I want to go over all the superstars who actually participated in the Battle Royal. So that way, everyone is curious. So the participants were Big Show, of course, the winner, Adam Rose, Alex Riley, Big E, Bo Dallas, Cesaro, who won the year before, Curtis Axel, who had Axel Mania, Damian Mizdow, of course, who we talked about moments ago, Darren Young, Eric Rowan, Goldust, Fandango, Heath Slater, Hideo Itami, Jimmy Uso. He was the only Uso because actually Jay got injured earlier that night. Jack Swagger, Kane, Kofi Kingston, Mark Henry, Diego and Fernando, The Miz, Ryback, Titus O'Neil, Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd, Connor and Victor of the Ascension, Xavier Woods, and Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
That's all I really got to say.
So, moving on to the main card.
And before you move on to the main card, if anyone actually wants to be a pro wrestler and actually want to understand in-ring psychology and understand the life of professional wrestling, what you need to do is get off your fucking phone and actually go in and actually learn this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what Ryleigh will tell you at the class. And remember this: jerk off and smoke weed.
It's not Rob Van Dam does every night, but okay.
Daniel Bryan defeated Wade Barrett, who's now on NXT. John Moxley.
Barrett at the time.
Yep, John Moxley, Dolph Ziggler, Brody Lee, R-Truth and Stardust, which is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And it's the ladder match for the IC title, so it's a pretty good way to start off the show. I actually like this match. Yeah, I like all the high spots there. So Wyatt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, I thought the match, they actually really killed it. I forgot who was the one who got injured in that match. Was it Moxley or Stardust? Well, I know someone actually got
Moxley.
broken in half that match.
Oh.
But I am repping the winner of that match. With the way Brody Lee performed that powerbomb through the ladder, I believe it was Moxley. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, you had a lot of crazy moments in that fight. You know, you had some insane ladder moments. You know, Daniel Bryan hit the grand slam. You know, had the bat hit the baseball and made the grand slam. And I actually thought it was actually a pretty good ladder match. You know, you did have an Intercontinental Championship ladder match the following year. But who was Stardust is originally Cody Rhodes, and you know, I remember how they did with the Intercontinental title. I thought it was stupid that they did that. Like, it was Wade Barrett's Intercontinental title, but all the participants kept stealing the title. Is the way that they build up the match. I thought that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like, dude, This isn't the 24/7 title.
Basically.
Lucas, go ahead.
So, I do remember this match was honestly pretty good to start the show, and I enjoyed this. I really did that. Basically, I'm gonna call him around this time. So basically, Bradley powerbombed Moxley through the ladder, which is brutal. He went like head first on the ladder, which I do remember. That was like brutal as hell.
So it was Moxley.
Yeah, it was, and it was a good match overall. And honestly, around that time, I was predicting Dan Bryan to win because I was honestly a big fan of Dan Bryan around that time, and I still am. But you know, I kind of fallen off because you know he wasn't over. Honestly, not as over with the crowd he was, you know, back then. But yeah, I really did enjoy this. And honestly, it's a right winner because you know you have one missing piece from basically checklist to be a Grand Slam champion, and Dan Bryan was the right choice to win, in my opinion. So good way to start off the show, like, and he has some good spots in there and everything like that. I think Ziggler did zigzag to Brody Lee before, and I honestly thought for a second Brody Lee was going to win. It would be great to have Brody Lee win first for a second there, but I feel like Dan Bryan was the right choice, and then he was a star, and then. You know, look, and you know, Bandit Bear is now in commentary for NXT now. So, I do want Manny's Barrett to wrestle though. He needs to wrestle again.
Who does?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton defeated Seth Rollins, who was accompanied by the J&J security that time.
Oh, the bald and the almost bald man.
So again, great match. That's all I gotta say really. I don't have much to say about the show, aside from the main event.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lucas.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest. Like, I enjoy this match. This is, the start of one of the greatest RKO's of all time.
Yes.
Like, legit, the curve stomp, and Seth Rollins is up in the air, whee, and then Randy Orton comes back down with an RKO straight out of nowhere, and he's just, lifting him up. Boom, RKO out of nowhere. And it was a good match. Like, it was really good. It's one of the best matches of the show, besides the ladder match. And they brought all in this match. And Seth Rollins at that time, he looked like basically if George Clooney was a Batman, basically. And, I think Randy Orton had some kind of different gear. I forgot what it was. I don't remember. But hey, they had a great match or whatever. So hey, I'm happy that Randy won, and it started one of the greatest RKO's of all time. So yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead, Wyatt.
I thought the match was actually pretty good. I am very tickled that Randy actually won that match. I thought Randy was the guy to win. But I figured Rollins was going to cash in later that night because knowing how early the match was, and as of J&J security, you do have Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble. Honestly, I thought the match was okay. Randy Orton had some pretty good ring gear that night. You had the red tights and the black knee pads, and you did. I remember. I remember it. I thought it was kind of weird that it was kind of weird that they had invite Randy Orton back to the Authority. Ever since Randy Orton turned on the Authority ever since coming back from injury. But it's honestly whatever. But of course, he did turn on him again, and that happened then. And then Rollins, of course, won the title, and then Orton and Rollins carried their rivalry. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But with the way Randy sold that RKO, I thought that was fantastic.
Exactly.
Yep. So next match, Triple H defeated Sting in a no DQ match.
Oh. I'm gonna go off for this one. Okay, so this match, man. Wow. I didn't expect it to be legit decent because Triple H and Sting, two older people. Sting around that time, he was 59, maybe 50 something, 55, I'm not sure. And Triple H still doing his thing, with coming off one-off entrances, doing one-off matches at WrestleMania. Mostly kind of losing those matches or whatever. Because, he's trying to put the younger guy over because he always had, the younger guy. Like Daniel Bryan he lost to, WrestleMania 22 he lost, 21, 32 as well, the year after that. So, he wants to put the young guys over, which I do like from Triple H. And Triple H winning this match was best thing to do, and it was one of the best entrances on the show. But he came out the fucking Terminator. Triple H came out the Terminator. Who comes up with that? It was awesome how they did it, and they had freaking Arnold on the screen. Seriously, it's awesome. And Sting comes out from
Lucas
or whatever.
Lucas, just want to give you a fact here. Enzo Amore actually handed something to Triple H during that entrance.
The heads?
That was actually Enzo.
Oh. Dang. I didn't know that. But going that Sting come out with the little drum entrance. It's like Japanese kind of drums or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was so good though. And both of them had a bad match. I thought Sting was gonna win for a second there. To be honest, I thought Sting was gonna win this match or whatever, but he didn't. And then you had NWO come out, and before that you got D-Dirty X to help Triple H out. And an unlikely NWO comes out, Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. I don't think X-Pac was there. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. But hey, it was a good match. It's all the place when DX and NWO come out. It will be a great dream match to have back in the 90s. But it's too late for that now. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, I actually thought the match was all right. I actually I originally wanted Sting to win that match. I thought both entrances really killed it and stole the show. And yeah, I actually you did have NWO and DX come out. You bring back some old some throwback. And yeah, Wade Shawn Michaels, I believe he gave Sting a sweet chin music from what I believe. And yeah, and Hulk Hogan, of course, came out. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and the rest of D-Generation X. Yeah, but actually, it was a very decent way they built up the rivalry. Sting made his debut at Survivor Series that year, and Sting made an appearance on Raw, said, "I accept." And it was great to see Sting finally make his debut in WWE. Sting made an impact in, TNA and WCW. And yeah, that's much I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is it pisses me off that Sting didn't win that match. Sting should have won.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know Sting is doing better in AEW. Otherwise, this was a great match. I enjoyed this match. One of my top matches of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next. And also, something's cool to show you all here. Here's a picture of the match when Sting made that huge jump onto D-Generation X.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So that's pretty cool. And here's Triple H's entrance.
Oh, my God.
That
was awesome. Imagine he came out of leather jacket or whatever the Terminator did. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next match, AJ Lee and Paige defeated the Bella Twins.
If I remember correctly, this was AJ Lee's last match, if I was correct.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, otherwise, it was a solid match. Nothing too special aside from it being AJ Lee's last match.
Yeah.
Wyatt?
I thought the match was nothing special. I know it was AJ Lee's last match in WWE until she made her departure, which was like 4 or 5 days later, which was very sad. But AJ's one of the greatest. She carried the women's division. And her and Paige both have been incredible. And I honestly thought AJ Lee had a damn good reign as Divas champion, and I'm gonna support AJ Lee no matter what for what she does in her life. She wrote a book. She craziness is my superpower. And if anyone can agree here, did AJ Lee have a better title reign than Becky Lynch?
Yes.
AJ Lee is one of the best.
100% agree.
No, the Becky Lynch marks better not come after me just because that AJ Lee has a better title reign. Yeah, AJ actually had a better title reign.
Yes.
Even though she beat just about the entire women's roster because the women's roster was like buried.
Basically.
Yeah, but
Lucas.
Okay, so I remember this was AJ Lee's last match, and it also kind of really bummed me out because she was honestly one.
Yeah, she's one of the best
women's wrestlers of the PG era, basically. Like I remember her come up as an NXT rookie when actually was a fucking game show for some reason, and then she came to the main roster, and then she basically did her thing ever since she turned heel, and she came crazy. And basically, what turned her to be heel was on the John Cena heel when she turned on John Cena,
And a
and
lot of
reunited with
Ziggler.
be with Ziggler, and it elevated her and it made her a star. And before WrestleMania even happened, 31, she dropped a legit pipe bomb on Total Divas basically, which I think is honestly like I'm glad she finally addressed that shit because I wasn't a big fan of Total
I
Divas and
forget
I'm
what
still
did
not.
she address again?
Basically the pipe bomb with Total Divas. You remember when she basically said about Total Divas and said you can't even waste my Chuck Taylors or whatever. And
and that's why AJ Lee was always known as the dating diva. Like, look at all these wrestlers she had storyline dates with. Like, the first one, she had her first kiss with Cody Rhodes. She dated Hornswoggle in NXT, Daniel Bryan, Kane, CM Punk, John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, you name it.
exactly, it probably still does.
She even had a love angle with Kane, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk in 2012.
Oh, that was a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
But it's not special or anything like that. But this is like the end of one of the greatest wrestlers in the PG era, basically. Like she carried the women's division around that time. Like she carried
For sure.
like around that time, and she did have better reign than Becky because she had great matches. With people we never heard of in a while, like Caitlyn. Okay, who's some other ones? I know Kate was one of them. I don't remember much now, but the list goes on and on. But because it wasn't because the reason we said that because it wasn't dragged on. If it wasn't like really dragged on, probably with Becky would be very close, like very close to it. But it was dragged on, so that's why she's far down from AJ. So yeah.
Yeah. So you two already went for this match.
Yep.
All right. Next match, John Cena defeated Miro.
Oh.
It was for the U.S. title. I must say, Miro had a good entrance there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the tank and all.
Yeah, but the match was okay. It was solid, I guess. Congrats to John Cena. Lucas, you look concerned over there, like bummed out a bit.
I'm not. Around that time, I remember I wanted John Cena to win because I know I hated Rusev back then. I don't know why. I just think because Russian.
Him shitting on America so much.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know why I just had a pure hatred for him. I think ever since probably he did with the whole John Cena, I kind of changed my mind about him. And he actually beat John Cena, even though it was a low blow and he did pass out, but he still beat him. And he came out with a fucking tank. Who comes up with that? I mean, DX did it first, but I think that was a better. I think Mirrors was a better tank entrance than DX. It's more intense, and it doesn't as comedy as it is, in my opinion. But I would have booked Mirror to beat John Cena. I get that John Cena wants to be the American hero and beat this Russian bear or whatever, this Bulgarian brute or whatever. But we want the young guys over, and I think the right winner should have been Mirror. This is the same thing that happened with John Cena and Bray Wyatt. The wrong winner won. I mean, Bray Wyatt would have won that match, and this is the same thing happened again the year after that. And I would have booked Mirror to beat John Cena. Call me crazy, but I would have done that just to get him over and have a better time reign than he did than before. Have him crushing more people, and I'm not trying to say it's not valuable to beat Bruce and beat his streak or whatever. We're being something more valuable to him, to Mirror to beat his streak or or whatever. Have some more, more valuable than that. Like somebody from the title pitcher, the title pitcher to do that. Or have somebody, maybe somebody like Dean Ambrose or Moxley at that time, or Harper or anything like that. But you have to pay John Cena basically the golden shovel of basically the business. And he did the same thing with Bray Wyatt last year around that time. So it did piss me off. I would have booked Miro to win. Simple as that.
But you hated Rusev at the time.
Right now, I would have done that. Looking back on it.
So, go ahead, Wyatt.
I actually thought the match was alright. I actually thought it was stupid that they had it at Fastlane as well. This was the leading to Rusev and Lana splitting up, and then Lana kissed off Ziggler after Payback, but I'm a little too far. But, Rusev accidentally rammed Lana to the ground, and Lana, hurt her foot, and, John Cena hit that AA. I thought that was a pretty good AA he sold to Rusev. And I actually thought Rusev's entrance killed it. And that's all I really got to say in that match. It was actually great to see John Cena actually win. But people were saying, they buried Rusev, you dumbass! Buried Rusev? John Cena can't wrestle. John Cena buries just all the young talents. That's all people are going to be saying. Fuck off. John Cena's done so much for this company.
He's
John Cena has done so much for this company that you imagine.
He's loyal too.
Yeah. Also, happy birthday, John Cena.
Yes. Happy
birthday
to the leader of C Nation.
John Cena's 44 today.
John Cena, your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me.
Sure we can. I'm not blind.
I can't see you, Lucas, but I can see you now. Can you guys see me now?
Kind of. No.
No, you became invisible.
Oh, hey!
Where'd you come from?
Hell. He came from hell.
All right, let's get to the next match.
I hung out with Hulk Hogan's dad.
Oh no.
Well, instead of doing that, how about you talk about the Undertaker defeating Bray Wyatt?
This is interesting. I'll say that.
Well, it's a pretty interesting match to me, but it was all right. I kind of like Bray Wyatt's entrance.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Go ahead, Wyatt.
Yeah. I actually I thought the match, Taker, that was the first match Taker had ever since his streak was broken. I've always wanted to see Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt ever since Bray Wyatt debuted. And, I actually, it was alright. It was kind of cool, how Undertaker sat up and Bray Wyatt did, his lobster. And I thought Bray Wyatt's entrance was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it. But the match, I liked it.
This isn't the Moshcast, but okay.
I gotta get to my dad's.
I have to go out for dinner after this as well. But anyways, go ahead, Lucas.
All right, so this match is interesting. I would not book Bray Wyatt to beat The Undertaker. I would not have done that. But I would make it a much better match than what it was. I mean, it's serviceable or whatever like that, but I expect it to be more outgoing or anything like that. But, it just ended up to be a serviceable kind of thing to me. And this is a dream match I did want to see, but if we had prime Undertaker, Ministry of Darkness Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt around that time, that would have been lit. But Undertaker was slowing down around that time. He wasn't the best around that time, in my opinion. He would just slow down, honestly, ever since the streak ended. He wasn't the best after that. You had that legacy, and then it was fucking broken by Brock Lesnar, which honestly he shouldn't have broken the streak, but it is what it is. But Bray Wyatt had a great entrance. Undertaker comes back, and the build up to this was actually pretty good. We all thought Undertaker was going to come out. Psych, bitch! It was Bray Wyatt that came out of the casket and dropped this promo. Bray Wyatt, honestly, is so he needs to be much appreciated on the mic. He is so underrated on promos. Get this man a promo every night, he would have elevated his more career. He honestly he reminds me if the Joker gets promos out, basically. But hey, The match was serviceable, and I think it could have been much better for most people what it is, but it still wasn't bad for what it was.
Yeah. All right. So Wyatt, you went?
Yeah.
All right. So the main event. Seth Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and this was Rollins' cash-in match, the heist of the century, guys.
Yes.
That was a great main event, and Rollins' cash-in was amazing. Like, I can see why Michael Cole called it the heist of the century. That was a great call from him.
Michael doing a great calling in this kind of era. Wow, that's kind of rare.
Michael Cole's okay. Come on.
But
Come on.
if you're talking like back then, if Michael Cole, 2000s Michael Cole, perfect.
All right. This is not Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. This is Seth Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. So talk about that match.
I'll go. What I do for less. So around that time, this is when the hate train started for Roman Reigns. Like we all started booing him. We all was like, "Fuck him! He didn't deserve to be in this match or whatever." And you had Brock Lesnar, who was going to leave like WWE around that time in 2015, if I wasn't mistaken. Was he supposed to leave that time? But he re-signed to another contract.
I think so.
But he did or whatever, and it had this match that nobody was going to buy into. But Brock and Roman was good for what it was, and it was very good. And it started with Suplex City Train. I mean, the Suplex City Train. When basically Brock said to Roman, "Suplex City, bitch." And that was awesome. And I had the DVD as well. I think.
Oh,
nice.
I think so. I'm not sure. But if not, I have some of the matches in there. But hey, it was honestly pretty good. Like I really enjoyed that. And Seth Rollins, coming out of WrestleMania, cashing in. That was brilliant by production.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Yes. But I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay. All right, finish up.
Jason.
Suplex City, bitch.
Yes. But great way to end up the show because we didn't want Roman to win around that time. We didn't want Brock to win around that time. You swerve and you gave it to Seth Rollins, which you didn't know had money bank. They didn't know, but he did it. And this is when Seth Rollins did the title swing. And it was a great way to end off the show. Like I enjoyed that ending, and I still look back on to this day. It's one of the best cash-ins of all time.
Yep. Anyways, go ahead, Wyatt.
Yeah, I think Rollins is cashing was crazy. So yeah. Roman and Brock were beating the living shit out of each other in the match. The match was random until Rollins cashed in, of course. And Rollins cashing in was pretty insane. And Rollins did the belt swing. That was the debut of the belt swing. The hatred for Roman was beginning. I thought Rollins heel run in 2015 was really good. But I don't have much. What I'm gonna tell you is God, what am I talking? God, I've been reading this sign too much.
Of course you were.
But yeah, I thought it was a great way to end the show. Pretty good way to end the show. But it's whatever, honestly, because I kind of felt like what would happen was Brock would have won the match and then Rollins would have cashed in. But I think for the first time, Rollins did this for the first time ever, was cash in and become the match in a triple threat. I believe that was the first time ever that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I'm just gonna tell you, fans were really supporting Rollins because Rollins was doing his job as a heel, and Rollins is here till this day. All you have to do is embrace the vision.
Exactly.
That's right.
So yeah.
Anyways, now let's get to the rankings. I'm gonna give this like a 8 out of 10. It was a solid WrestleMania. Lucas.
I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. It was pretty decent for most of the show. So yeah.
Wyatt.
I give it a 7 out of 10. You know, you did have The Rock and Ronda Rousey make an appearance, and you did have a good performance for the people who actually did the WrestleMania theme song. Pretty decent moments, but I'm gonna give this like a 7 out of 10 to be exact, 7 or 8. You know, I'll give it a 7, honestly.
Yeah,
But it was a good WrestleMania. Good WrestleMania.
All right, outros time. So thank you all for watching this episode of the Crash Burn Wrestling Podcast, where we had a look at Mania 31. I know I was a little crazy because I actually have to go out for some dinner after this. So that's why I'm wearing a sweater indoors. Anyways, subscribe to this channel and the Moshcast and my new music review channel called Moshing with Jason. The first video will be up soon once I get the channel up and running.
Yeah.
Otherwise, tomorrow we're actually going to be starting a new series called Fixing the Past. If you have any questions about this series, you can contact Wyatt over here at Wrestling Sucks, which is his IG username.
Oh my god.
Stay tuned for more album reviews for the Moshcast and on my music review channel, and for more videos for Crash and Burn. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. Wyatt, go ahead.
Yes, thank you all for staying tuned for this WrestleMania review. You can watch this only on Peacock. You can check out this pay-per-view only on Peacock, and
or if you live out of state, you can check it out on the network.
Yeah, of course, out of country, man. But yeah, definitely click like and subscribe. Give everyone a follow on their socials, and you know, keep crashing, burning, and stay tuned for tomorrow's episode, which is the first time ever we are going to be, the rules are, we are going to be rebooking a pay-per-view from the past and how we would have booked it. So whatever pay-per-view we request, we will be rebooking it tomorrow. So have a good night, everybody.
Lucas, end off the video.
Yes. So now you guys are having. I know it's a bit tired or whatever, but hey, you know I'm still here or whatever. But make sure to follow me on Instagram, which is from Rainmaker, and I will not be on Saturday's episode because you know I will be out with a confirmation retreat. You know, helping the kids out. You know, doing my own thing, being basically the Jeff Hardy. You know, being charismatic, not smoking weed, but But hey, but yeah, keep fucking me, crashing and burning. Fuck. Damn it. Yeah, crash and burn, not to fuck people. Unless you're bringing condoms or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, have a good one, everyone, and see you tomorrow.
Ball.
Crash and burn!